I don't want to waste any time. I want us to go in with it because um, we're gonna have not a short one, but uh, what in the Beyonce piano is playing. Hey, exactly that. um, we're gonna strictly end just before 12:30 today. And because of the nature of today's topic, I want to give it as much time as possible. And yeah, so we're going to do that. But first, let me start by greeting you all. And for those who might not know me, my name is KG, and we are indeed Makoya Randan. We are here Monday to Friday, 20 past 10, and we have wonderful conversations that aim to inspire, to help us grow, to bring positivity in this world that we live in, and hopefully to begin to see the future, or rather the country that we dream of. So, as it is, some of you might know, for our international guests, we are currently in Women's Month in our country. We're celebrating women, and as part of our societal duty, we have also dedicated this month and topics to women, so that we can have engagement, discussions, we can answer questions, we can change mindsets, we can discuss difficult things. And today's topic is exactly that. It will be a bit difficult for some, trigger warning to all of you. But I want us to have this conversation. And more than anything, I think I hope women will appreciate it. Women will engage, and if anything, it will take a very good turn. So, for those who are still new with us, we also have a YouTube channel with the very same name, and we post the lives there. So we have had wonderful conversations over the past. It's already close to a year. No, it's already over a year by now. So they're there Monday to Friday. You can imagine how many Mondays to Fridays we've had up to this point. So we have just as many videos on our YouTube platform. So please go check them out. And the thing I would say you can do is look onto our page, check one of the short clips. The date it was posted would be the date where you can find the full video. So that makes it easier for you to sort through what would be of interest to you. So yeah, good morning, Jacqueline, Pretty Mo, Lion King 5. We see you. And yeah, so please come through, share the live as always to women who would like to, one, have this conversation, two, would benefit from it, three, awareness, and even men, invite them in so that we can also hear. Personally, for me, I've learned so much. In the discussions that have been had. I've gotten to ask questions, and I got answers, and I got a better understanding of some of the issues that women face, some of the issues that women would like to talk about. And yeah, it has been very humbling. And without wasting any more time, I'm going to just change the background into the question of the day, and let's get on to it. Like I did say, trigger warning. Let's get on with it. And I'm very happy to see you here, Pumpkin, because uh, I believe you will contribute a whole lot more in this. And I struggled today with how to write this topic, which words to use, and I reflected in the session that we had on Tuesday, and we asked women to advise each other, share something that you would want to share to a younger you, share something that you would want um, another woman to hear, anything, advice, warning, encouragement, whatever it is. And a lot was said. And some of the key words that were mentioned on the day was enough. And with that word, I then looked at it and I said, if there is such a this word is common, in the conversations with women, with themselves even, and the word enough comes in, and I wondered, um, you being a woman, has this question popped up for you? And I believe there's so many pressures that come with this, from men, from other women, from our own parents, family members, you know. Um, uh, Pumpkin, how I roll with this one. Whatever direction you want to take it, come with it. However you are interpreting it, come with it. You know. So whether you are enough to yourself, enough to someone else, but let's start with self. I mean, it all starts with self. And so yeah, so this would be how I imagined it: a woman saying, "Am I enough with or without children?" This being a personal question, a woman would ask themselves. Do you even ask yourself such a question? Have you had to ask yourself such a question? It may be that you would like to have kids, but you can't, or you're struggling. And this question might have come to you. There might have been pressures where you've been asked, "Kuti, aphi abantwana?" From friends, from family, from whoever cares to ask, or rather dares to ask. And you then wonder, am I enough with or without children? Does me being a woman only mean I'm as good as long as I have children? Is my life purpose centered only around children? Am I here only to bear children? So this is some of these questions I begin to imagine, to say, what type of questions would come to you as a woman. And every time a woman is mentioned, more often than not, a child is mentioned. And I still had the same question, you know? And it's like I did say, trigger warning, might be a difficult conversation for some people. It will definitely be a difficult conversation for me. And it will, but I hope in all its difficulty, in all its sensitivity, um, we will get something out of it. We will grow, we will learn, we will perhaps even change our perspective, or gain a new perspective. And that is my hope for today's conversation. And I do employ everyone who will come to the panel, to please treat as sensitive as it is. Be aware that this might be a trigger to other people. This might not be an easy conversation. To some, this would be a very easy conversation. Um, all I'm asking is let's remember those values we stand by: respect, and be as sensitive as possible. That does not mean it should censor you. Please do speak, and let's have this engagement. And without wasting any time, I'm taking guests. So please do send an invite, and let's have a discussion. Whichever way, whichever direction you want to take it, um, however you understanding it, let's do exactly that. About Senzo?
Good morning, family. Good morning, KG.
How are you, sir?
I'm good, sir. Are you?
Wonderful. Oh, I'm good, good.
I'm not a woman, so I'm not here to submit.
Yes, sir.
I'm just here to do a bit of admin, Jake and
Thank you.
First of all, I'd like to thank you and that the team actually, Leroy, as well as Osabs and everybody else for carrying this Women's Month with so much dignity and respect. You know, don't take us too serious. We see it in my comments. You know, so we say it's all jokes, but guys, thank you so much for doing the work that you are doing. You are definitely doing the Lord's work. Keep it up. Whilst we are at it, guys, please do tap just when let's get to 50K likes. Lenyanga la sinikezeni uthando. Asiqhubekeni sinikezeni uthando, sinike abesifazane uthando. Njengoba ngike ngasho in the opening of this Women's Month segment to say that these women are our pillar of strength. Bayizingelosi, bawukukhanya empilweni zethu. Ngakho siyacela ukuthi siqhubeke futhi sibanikeze sibe sesingabi umthunzi thina bantu besilisa ozovimba ukukhanya kwabo. Mabaqhubeke njalo badlondlobale sibanikeze leyo support. Guys, please do tap the screen, send gifts to the panelists. Love and respect to you all. Love and light. Ngiyabonga.
Thank you so much, Robert Senzo. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. And yeah, ladies, please do not, don't feel shy to come onto the panel. Let's have this discussion. Pumpkin, you'll still get it today. Gather your thoughts, man. Gather your thoughts. Don't worry. Gather your thoughts. Um, and you know, I know of someone in my life who I've heard them speak of these words. This person was said to not be able to, or not able, it would be dangerous for them to have kids. And because of the comorbidities that they had and all of that. And the question this person asked was that if I do not have a child purely because it would be a high risk to my life, how would I know that I am a woman? How will I prove to myself that I'm a woman? These were the words of this person, and I wondered, and that, okay, is it coming from a point of this person, we all grew up with different dreams, and this person was like, listen, for me, I want to have children. And it got to the point where she said, If I don't have children, am I a woman? How do I prove? And this person went on to have a number of kids, despite the dangers that it posed to their life. And I could not even put myself in their shoes, to begin with. But I tried by all means to imagine, to say, what would it be like at that point in time to have such a heavy emotion, being told you cannot do this, or it will be dangerous to your own life, and the courage of it for someone to say, I don't care about my own life, but I will have a child. Yes, Makupe. Today, Tuesday I was not ready. Today I'm ready to have this conversation. Let's have it. Let's have it. Pumpkin, you will let me know when you are
I'm
ready.
here.
Come
Good
through.
morning.
How are you?
I'm okay. How are
How
you?
are you?
I feel so. I don't know. I feel. You're making me so emotional.
Quite intended.
and for me, it's not because I cannot have kids. It's just that I choose not to because of a lot of reasons. I was made to feel that I'm not enough by a lot of people. Even, God. So last I posted a status, so I usually repost, other people's okay, I repost topics about women choosing not to have babies and stuff. And my mom last said to me, hey, les data zakho ziyanyanyisa. And I don't hide anyone from my WhatsApp. I honestly don't. And it made me feel, I don't know. I thought she accepted the fact that she was not going to get any grandkids for me. But it's like this topic is making me very emotional right now. And I don't know why, which is not okay. And I don't know why. So, guys, I've told you this before when we started the Ilonima Goyogoti. I've lost like good relationships because of this. Yeah, I've broken up with someone I truly, truly love. Two people actually. Like I thought there's gonna be a future, but I couldn't bring myself to, agree to the marriage and the kids thing because I don't see myself being responsible for someone for the rest of my life. So I am enough. I do feel like I am enough, but I've been made so many times I'm not enough by other people. It's like men that I date, it's family. When we had my grandfather's funeral, in June, family gathers, people like who last saw me as a child were seeing me for the first time because also I'm back at home and stuff. They're asking me, "What do you have a child?" And then my sister said to them, it's like a joke. You don't know the judgment I got from those people. Like I choose not to sit with my family members when we have like large gatherings, like distant cousins and whatever, because of that judgment. Always it's like uyazala nokuzala mara. And I'm like, I'm not going to try and find out so that I can make you happy ukuthi ngiyazala or angizali. Ayikho indoda ezofuna umuntu ongafuni umntwana. Ayikho indoda ezomelana nalokho, uyacontrola wena. akukho umuntu ofuna ukuphila ayedwa uzokhela uba namanzi, as if like we are guaranteed that our kids will take care of us when we're older. That has made me feel, and I thought I was okay with it. Now when you bring out old wounds, I thought I'm okay about it, and I'm not. That's why I'm like, I'm not okay about it. I'm not. And it's because of how I'm made to feel. It's every time when we bring up this topic, why don't you have a child? Umntwanakho le nto uyithengile ucathi iyohlala nokubani phakathi, kuyohlala mina. I would leave alone. It's okay. And it's not about them, it's about me. What I choose and how I choose to live my life is none of anyone's business, honestly. I will not have kids just to satisfy other people. I'm not going to have kids just to keep a man because ngiyasaba ukuthi uzongishiya. I will not. But they can try me and say ngiyinyumba or whatever, or indoda yekingifune, or I'm going to end up alone and die alone. We all die alone. Married or not married, you die alone. You literally go to the grave alone. But it's like, I know for a fact that I'm not appreciated because of the decisions that I've made. Last Usiswa made a joke and said I'm ovaries, I'm probably a freezile, but it was just a joke. And I thought about it after I went back to my room and I'm like, Haibo, why did she say that? But it was a joke. She was really joking. Yeah, but it just didn't make me feel okay. And I think I didn't feel okay because my mom said, I'm a post lawa wa mayanyanis. Yeah, because I reposed, it's okay not to have kids. It's okay to choose a life where you don't want to feel or take care of anyone. I don't want to take care of anyone. That's why I don't want to get married, because I don't want to take care of another soul, a human being, a grown man. I must cook and clean for him. I must do this and I must wash and do whatever. I don't, KG. I really don't. I want to take care of myself. I want to be alone in this thing until and I'm not going to bring a child to this world and find out. But to F around and find out. I don't want to find out what's going to happen to my child if I bring a child to this world. Because this world is not okay also. We don't have good people in this world. There's a lot of bad things that are happening. And I don't want to be a person that is always so scared. Always so scared when he's out of my sight and I don't know what is happening to that child. I am enough. I am. And I'm going to tell myself every single day that I am, because I make this decision. I'm living this life and nobody else. But the judgment will always be there, unfortunately. I don't have friends because I actually broke up with my best friend 2 years ago. I told you guys about this because she would never spend time with me. She would only come to me. She would come to me only when she has problems. She knows that this one is Bob the Builder. We're fixalo. She's that type. But when Anama has times, she would go and enjoy with her other friends and then get back to the same guy that broke her heart, made her babies put into deep depression and lost her job and all of those things. And then she said to me, I would never understand because I don't have kids. And I was like, okay, I think it ends here. And that's why I ended the relationship.
Sure.
Yeah, it's not easy, man. And yeah, I think I'm gonna sign off because you're gonna make me cry.
No, I want you to cry. I want you to cry. I just to ask you, and you mentioned that perhaps you assume that you are not okay with it. You thought you were okay with it, but you're not okay with it because of how you're responding to it now. But I maybe would like to submit to you that the certain things will always evoke an emotion in us. And I don't think having no emotion towards certain things means therefore you have it's okay or you have dealt with it, yeah, or you're over it, whatever the case. And allow me to use an example of grief that people have said that grief doesn't go away or the void doesn't go away. You learn to live with it, or you grow around it, and it may therefore appear smaller than it is. But surely days will happen where it comes to you. And I think as humans generally we do have that innate desire um, to belong, to be accepted, and maybe the concern and the emotion that comes with it is not that you are not okay with you not having kids, but perhaps it's the how is it that people don't seem to want to accept me for what I'm saying I am. And perhaps the emotion may be around that and not necessarily you being okay with not wanting to have kids, because then it's not a common thing for example, a mother and a daughter, or a mother or rather child and their parent to fight about if it is a fight or have a disagreement or not a common ground around having kids. It's almost assumed that everyone wants to have kids. It's just a common societal path. So it is not an easy thing to navigate. It's an emotion that perhaps one in I don't know how many would experience. And there's no book, perhaps, I don't know, maybe there is, but there's no manual, there's no guidance because it doesn't happen a lot. You would have to actively seek such knowledge to say, how do we deal with this element? And for me, I would even go as far as saying that it's not so much about the fact that you are crying every time or you get emotional as and when you do about this situation, but also understanding and acknowledging that this emotion I'm having is with a response to either not being accepted for what I am, um, uh, not I don't know, whatever that you can find as a reason for that. But I don't think for me personally, it would be you not accepting it or you not being okay with it, but perhaps the surrounding thing about it and just the way you speak about it, the words that you've heard from your mom. I don't think it's words that someone would like to hear in any day or even in any topic for that matter. So perhaps it's the pain around that, and with every decision and every cross we choose to bear, there comes consequences to that. There comes whatever that comes with that, and some of it will always be with us, and we can talk about it in different things, gifts, your ability to connect with people may always result with you, always being scammed, always being taken for granted, or whatever the case may be. So there's so many other things that would be, and experiencing those emotions as and when you do, it's human and it's okay, you know. I don't know if you want to respond to that before I move to someone else, Pumpkin. Pumpkiny. Okay, I understand, mommy. Get a glass of water. Oh, but you were drinking tea already, so drink something and recoup again. Subs. Hello, mom.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Very well, in yourself.
I'm alright, thank you.
I'm gonna ask questions about your voice, but it's okay. can't hear you, Isabella.
So I want to start by saying to Pumpkin, do it for you. You is society, and society is a toxic community. That's the one thing I can tell you. It is important for one to make a decision like this for themselves and stick to it. Because I can tell you now, Nono, as much as you are being judged for not wanting kids, Usab's right here is being judged for having kids, having a kid, utwa babang. This is a common thing that everyone say. Yo, at least now I get to do what I want to do whenever I want to do, and akuna motho only lang. And most of the time, that is being said by people who want kids later. And the most scary part is you are saying this about me, Kinalungwan, at that time you don't even know if you can conceive or not, if you can make that human being or not, you know? So when your family says, Ngatu you knew, but it does not matter for you, because whether you can conceive or not, it makes no difference. You don't want kids. And people need to respect that. You don't want kids. And let me tell you, there's absolutely, totally nothing wrong about that. Like, there's nothing wrong because, with me, if you said you want kids, I can tell you there's nothing wrong about that. And even if you said you wanted kids, I'll also say the same thing. Because being a mother is such a beautiful thing. I'm sure you guys see my videos of Utimologo. I think the people that have the best view are people who have my WhatsApp, because on WhatsApp I post more than I post on TikTok. She is the light of my life. I could be having excuse my French, a shitty day. I promise you, as soon as she comes back from school, or as soon as I get home, and then she goes, Sabella, and then she starts dancing for me. Guys, every little worry that I have, every little problem, that it goes away. In the same sense, no, I live with so much fear. Let me tell you, being a mother, especially, I don't know if it comes with being a first-time mother or just a mother in general, we live with anxiety. A very important note that you mentioned is we live in a country where no one is safe, and anything can happen anytime, any day. Being a mother has so many emotions. We live with anxiety every single day. The other time I spent a weekend to go Kagiso, go Makupe, and she'll tell you this. And my mom sent me a text and said, Utsimu une guys angazi sibutwane yini ngeSetswana. You know when you cry and then you go, when you've been crying for a long time. So my mom sends me a text and what time is she sending me a text? At 12 o'clock a.m. She says to me, we call each other Sesi. So she says, hi Sesi, are you still up? And I'm like, yeah, we're still chilling. Look, okay, guys, is Makupe. So I'm like, yeah, no, we're still chilling. And then she says, oh, okay. I'm like, what, is everything okay? Yeah, no, everything is okay. It's just that Utim Unes Bibitwan. I'm like, is she? So I decided to call. I'm like, is she okay? Now I'm panicking. Koketo was like, Sabelo, calm down. And now I'm panicking. She's like, yeah, no, she's fine. She's okay. We just think blah, blah, blah. Ulele. She had this and she had casted and she had... And I'm like, so why the hell are you telling me that she has Isbibutan on 12 a.m.? But this is what a mother does to you. Udula uli on your toes. You are always on your toes. If you leave someone with your child, as soon as you get a no or a Kagiso from that person, let me tell you, your heart is already on your sleeves. So if you said to me, Sabs, Mina, I don't want to go through that. By all means, Mama, by all means, I will understand and respect that, because you know what? It makes perfect sense. This is the one thing that I would like to remove. If they said, what would I want to remove about being a mother? I will not take it back, please. For me, it was a personal thing. I wanted I wanted a child, and I prayed for it for so many years. I think you guys know even the story of the doctors telling me that I could never conceive, and I still prayed hard on it. And guess what? She's 3 years old now, going on 4. I prayed for her. So if I was asked as a mother, what would I take away from that is the worry and the anxiety. And let me tell you, nowadays on TikTok, the most thing you see is a child, a 4-year-old or a 3-year-old dying koskolong. ngwana na yena. Guys, who's like no kids to school only for them to receive such news? Guys, it gives you so much anxiety. No, Mina, I understand and I respect you, and you know what, I wish I could adopt you so that you can come to my family, because in my family we have people who can't conceive, but you would never even say, if you come to my family you will think that they have kids. There are people who we don't know whether they conceive or not, but they also just chose not to have kids, and it's fine. My middle sister is 2 years older than me, and everyone keeps asking her, Mpo, when are you having kids? And she's just like, and Mpo can wake up in Dubai the next day. So she's just like, and then when I have to travel, and that makes sense, you know, and it's a choice, KG. I don't know why do we feel khuri we need to instill our beliefs and what we like and what we don't like on other people, instead of just taking what they're saying and respecting it, you know. So those standards, the same society is very toxic. You have kids, they will judge you. You don't have kids, they will judge you. So be true to yourself, stick to what you want, and stick to what makes Unono happy, because let me tell you, that child is going to be yours and yours alone. That same community will not be around. Yeah, we say, yeah, child it's like a community. Let me tell you, month end ashiyat, there's no community who's going to help me go pay a crutch and barking transport that Molocho to go to school. So that child becomes yours and yours alone. You go through everything, the excitement, the happiness, the sad. It's magagula. I remember the first time when Timoloko guys was sick, she was throwing up. I was crying. And my mom was like, why are you crying? Because I don't know what to do. And she's vomiting. I can't stop it. She looks like she's in pain. I can't take it away. I was in tears. And you know what? It's that part for me is too much. I can't handle it. Going to the topic, do I think I'm enough? Oh, KG, my guy, 150%. Definitely, I am, and with or without a child. And I keep saying that with me, having a child was a personal choice. You know, I think at some point you were hosting KG and we were speaking about people like me, selfish people who wanted kids for themselves and not for the partner. And people were saying, oh, type of thing that, hey, no, the child needs the father. Guys, it was a personal thing. I wanted the child for myself. I said to God, you can render me marriage, you can take away the marriage, you can take away the father, you can sperm donor and disappear. My biggest thing was, you cannot deprive me of being a mother, you know. And I'm loving every moment. Like, I am enjoying every moment. I'm loving every moment. And like I said, you get days where it's a lot. You get days where lalela uyakowisha on your own. On your own, kinalima tataka right now, you know. But she'll come back from school and she says, Sabela, oh teacher, listen this, and let me tell you, you need to wear that smile on your face and be like, really, Nana? And then yes, and then today we did career day, and Mamela, you need to take part in all of that. You need to, as soon as she walks in, you need to recharge. Your battery needs to be full. So it's a full-time job. Before uyagwamlungu, your full-time job is being a mother, you know. Yeah, I think I always say this, I don't struggle with fitting in. I've never had. I don't struggle with fitting in or meeting other people's standards. I've got my own things that are said, and I always stick to what I want and what works for me. And I also think that is because of my surroundings, you know. Gogeto could say, but why Wiraso, or why do you want to do this? And I'm like, no, Gogeto, I want to do it because it works for me. And then she'll be like, okay, and this is Makupa's line. No, when you wanted it's fine, but now I was just saying maybe rather do it like this. But if you say it works for you, it's fine. And that's the kind of circle that I keep, from my sisters to my mother. My mother will say, my mom always says, and we're just like, girl, we told you this before, Khori. If it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, but we're not. If we have to choose between marriage and money, please, money by all means. Marriage can come later, you know, if it does come, the thing. But my mom still kneels, guys. I listen to my mom pray every single night. Jehovah ngibacele imendo. And I'm like, this woman doesn't get tired, you know. So it's your circle as well, guys. We always preach this. Surround yourself with kind people. Surround yourself with people that will support you. And we're not saying people must support you in nonsense as well. You need people who will also be able to reprimand you or show you the way. Okay, I understand you want to do this, rather go about it in this way instead of doing it like this, as again, like when someone kalima nawe kalimega, we said we're worried, yes, but I think
Question, Sabs.
Gibo.
So, when you wanted to have a child at the time when you did not have a child, what would have been your response to this question?
You
Did
being
you
the person,
feel you were enough then, or you felt you were not?
I felt I was enough. Having a child is a blessing. It's out of my control. It's basically, honestly out of my control. Umntwana, guys, is busiso. It's cool, So the person that passed away is actually not my cousin, but my nephew. It's just that my sister had him when she was younger, teenage pregnancy. So the age gap between us is not too big, and he was tall. You know how guys grow up with some money. So he looks like our age, but he's actually my nephew. Like now, look at my sister. She literally had teenage pregnancy and she ran away from boys and she never had any other kids. And that only one child is now gone. So where is society now? The same society that said Zala no. Where is that same society now? The child is gone. Is she not enough now because she had a child and the child is gone? And for people that will come 5 years later who won't know that she had a child and the child passed away, they'll say, no, usbanbane hanangwana. And then they say she's not, they're now gonna say, no, Iba nomtana, I mean, she's in her 40s now. Are they now, she's now gonna get new pressure from the new society and they will say she must have a child. Guys, that's what I'm saying. Community, it's toxic. Stick to your true self. Yes, KG, I think even if I didn't have, I wouldn't have thought that I am not enough because, like I'm saying, Mtana is a blessing. Life does not be fulfilled by the fact that you have a child or not. I mean, we still have other blessings, and more than anything, we have personal achievements as people. So there's a whole lot that can make a person feel whole or feel a void. And with me understanding my circumstances, Hori, if I didn't have a child, what would have been the reasons for me not to be able to conceive? I think I honestly would have still felt that I was enough because that would have been absolutely out of my control. And whether the accident or not, it is still out of your control. I mean, I've got aunts who can't conceive. We've got people who were not able to conceive, and they barking formally adopted, like literally went to an orphanage and adopted. Some did not, and some, like I said, they just choose not to have kids. So like I'm saying, the family that I have, I think I would have never felt anything. I would have never felt a void. I would have never felt outlined. I think now, even now, people know gore ke na le ngwana, which is utimologo, but people that know me think I've got 4 kids because my sisters, I've got nieces and nephews, and they are literally mine. Hence I'm saying surround yourself with people that will not make you feel like you're not enough or anything like that. Surround yourself with kind people, and with, like I said, with my circle. Mina, guys, I'm a gem. If you have me in your life, you are blessed. That's all I'm gonna say.
Indeed, Subs. Thank you so much. And I just wanted to say to Abutu Prince, I see your invite. I don't know if I should let you in or not, but I'm gonna take a risk on you and let you in. And if I'll call, then Subs will remove you very quickly. But nonetheless, Star, how are you, Mama?
Morning, everyone. Nigase.
How you doing? I'm alright, thank you.
Good.
I think I'm seeing you first time on my panel, so thank you for joining us. Yeah,
Sabrina
I'm
from the
struggling to
inside.
hear you slightly away from the mic if you can.
Just hang on then.
There we go. Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, can hear you clearly.
Oh, okay. It's in invite on Sabrina, so I haven't been listening long.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I agree with Usaps because in as much as community and party can be toxic, the same community can be a blessing. There's a lady, Ebesingena Nai Church, she could never have kids, but she was the best mother to the lot of us. You know, namanje, we all knew, the teenage years, ngifuna ukubaleka endlini, ngifuna ukwenza ini, we always knew her door is open, and some of us took that up. Miss Baleke Kaya or Miss Warning or something, her door is where we go.
Sorry, Star. Sabrina, please mute. Sabrina. There's no mute. There's no mute.
We can take this and
All right. Sorry about that, Star. Please do continue.
yeah. Her place is where we would go. We understand. We manje, she's gogo to our kids. She is mom, she's auntie, she's mangabe kushadwa, she's the one running around doing. She is a mother to all of us, not just one or two kids. The entire lot of us in the community, siyazi ukuthi will be there for all of us. You understand? In as much as she didn't have kids, it didn't take away from her being a mother. And I think sometimes ukuthi the community can unlearn some of the bad behaviors that have been learned over time, where they being a woman is needs a stamp by having a kid or doing this or doing that, and mangabunga ifuni ingane, you are not woman enough or whatever. All those are things that can be unlearned, and I've seen that happening, and it helps even the young woman who's struggling to have a kid or who doesn't want to have a kid. There's people I know that genuinely don't want to have kids. It's not that they can't, they can, they just don't want to. And that doesn't make them any less of a woman. It doesn't make them any less of aunt. Bango mamncane, bango mamkhulu. They are aunties and favorite people to our kids. And if they were to be parents, they'll be great parents. But it's a choice. And kwamele nje as a community sazi ukuthi lento iya ngomuntu. Mangabe ungafuni ukuba nengane, it doesn't make you less of a person. Mangabe ungafuni ukuthi ube ne-biological kids zakho and you want to adopt, you're still a mother. You're still a whole person. You understand? Are a less of a person because you want to do this and not that. Gone are the days where women are women by staying at home and making the food and cleaning the house. Yeah, see out here, siyahereza, siyakhwabanisa, we make a plan, you understand? And that doesn't take from a man being a man. It's just, it's society to manje. So I think I agree with Subs a lot. I didn't hear the previous speakers because Ben Kanangena, but the question at hand, am I enough with or without children? Hey, we imagine, yes, I struggled for years, but right now, try and tell me I'm not enough because I'm a single mom. You'll have another thing coming. Ngiumzali, and I am. Yeah, for years I've been pushing both mother and father, and you can't tell me I'm less of a person for doing twice the work. No, complete, mean. And my son is amazing. Way too intelligent for his years, but Honestly, I think at some point you have to shut out in noise your community and expectations and unspoken weird looks. Mangabu ngene church and they're looking at you. At a point, you need to get to a point where you zone out of all those. Ungene autopilot, as it were, and just live your life, your truth, and ube lokho, because honestly, ungahamba ngabantu, ay, you can go down a really terrible rabbit hole. And for some of us, it takes years to claw out of it and actually
mm,
believe ukuthi umuntu uphelele, ayikho inkinga ngawe, yebo umzali, and you didn't follow the steps of school, graduation, marriage, kids, happy home. Well, home,
mm,
happy is subjective, home. And so with or without kids, in my opinion, I don't want to talk for anybody else, but I'm killing it.
yeah,
Yes, I'm struggling.
yeah,
I'm Kolula, but I'm doing it. Sometimes I'm low, sometimes I'm high. But at the end of the day, ekugqibeleni, bottom line, I'm getting
mm,
it done. Period. Ingane yami lana idlile, sibonga
mm,
that same community that's surrounding me and helping me with what I can't do for myself. But the
mm,
bottom line is things are moving. So
mm,
you are way more worth it, in my opinion, if you're doing it on your own. But
mm.
either way, whatever choice you decide to make, you are enough. You're more than enough. And if you're me, you're double, triple more than enough. So, yeah.
Thank you
Vele
so
ngizobe
much, Star.
tutor my own horn, because if I don't, who's going
Yeah,
to? So,
definitely.
yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for that contribution. We really, really appreciate you. And I just want to ask um, to all of y'all on the panel, what then does it mean for you to be enough? You know, yes, there's that question of, am I enough? And most of y'all are saying, yes, I'm enough. What does that mean for you? You know, so Sabrina, are you able to speak now?
Yeah,
All
completely.
right, Mama.
Yeah.
Come through.
You know, this is one topic that is never stressed enough, by the way.
Is never.
There is the MI, meaning that we are looking at individuals, and the gap is the all part that needs to be filled with enough. Children are a gift from God, they say, but nobody talks about the responsibility of being a mother. And I can never tell you how and most mothers won't tell you there are times where they envy women that don't have children because it is a load that doesn't have a manual. It is a load that requires you to choose the right support system, which I believe is defined by the village that helps you raise the child or the community. What society doesn't actually then get right when it comes to this question is what formulates or defines the enough. Is there where it stops? Because I don't have a child, I don't need to add more to what the world is already suffering from. People are out here having children that don't belong. These children don't know who they are because their moms don't know who they are. And the worst case scenario is the responsibility that comes with just moving. Nobody checks on you, you check on yourself. And if you are enough, you're able to then express what is going on. It's one of society's most vicious statement where people make a conscious choice not to have children because
there's a lot. Am I bringing children into the society that mocked me? Is that enough? No, it's not. It's actually not fair. Is it enough that society now has a timeline for me to be having children, whereas I'm not in a space, I'm not in a relationship, I am not married. I don't have an environment that allows somebody that is innocent and pure to come into, and I would still have to be responsible for that person, whereas I am not yet at the point of being responsible for me. Star did actually touch on something that most moms don't even talk about. Once a child is here, the dreams are put on hold. Is that enough to say, hey, I'm doing this? The graduation, you don't see it, but you work so hard that your children one day will actually see it. Is that actually being enough at that moment, at that point in time? Is it really a blessing to be carrying so much, whereas the lot on your own was already there for you to bear? And then boom, society then says, she's got children, but they're from different fathers. Are you still being blessed? Are you still enough with that responsibility? And when you choose not to go through what you're seeing your other sisters go through, then society says you're not enough because we cannot see the value of who you are. So are you enough with children? Yes, you are. Because being a single parent, being a single mother out here is already a sin. We've been downgraded. We've been devalued. We are not worthy. Ubani umfana ozoletha indodakazi yomunye umuntu enengane nenye indoda. That's society again. Having fork and knife. The main course again. And then you meet all the requirements of being wifed or being in a committed relationship that's being admired, but then there's no children. Again, society is dragging you, saying, "Kanti wena, why ujola? Why are you married? Somebody else was supposed to occupy that." So the word enough for me doesn't work when it comes to the statement, but your value as a woman does, right? So it's more of a statement that I'm going to leave you guys with. I am worthy. I am of substance. I am of recognition with children or a child, or whatever the case may be, or without that. But it is who I choose to be. It is the kindness that I display. It is the character that I will then tap into without stigma, without you guys determining if I am worthy of a shelf that you guys don't even get to clean every now and then. So either or, women with children have brought children into a society that will damage those children, yet women without children are saving themselves the embarrassment further than what already has been displayed as a title. So at the end of the day, your worth is the woman you choose to be. Where you're going to be an aunt to me struggling with children, God bless you, because now you are saying there's a second part of motherhood that is worthy of assisting you. 2, if now I do have children and I'm doing an astounding job, I don't need the help. I probably was a blessing to the children, but the father is not even available to do that. Then guess what? I am of value and stature because I chose to be a mother. A mother meaning I am choosing to nurture the rigging of what society has placed as a valuable title that does not belong to everyone. But I'm doing it. I'm not doing it for me. I'm not doing it to prove a point. I am doing it because I was chosen and I agreed to what light was given to me. Right. So, yes, ladies that do not have children, you are not enough. You are precious. You are valuable. You're impeccable. You're amazing. And a child shall come once you've been deemed to carry that cross. Because other people is that they carry crosses that could not be carried with children involved. Now those children get to miss out on what life is about, and having mentorship and having leadership and having the nurturer who is Mother Nature taking care of them. So yes, let them talk ngwana. Let them snatch a crown that they designed but did not know the value of the jewels that were meant to be on that head of yours. Be without a child, be an amazing woman. There is nothing that will stop you. You were chosen to being a woman. Do not be valued by a society that has proven the fears that you have. And thank you for being strong enough not to fall for that trap. And those that did not fall for a trap but took the responsibility of what birth comes with. May the Lord, your ancestors, even those that are not assisting you, and I'm talking about fathers, also take a hand in making sure that this part of the throne that you are sitting on is exactly who you are. May you be expanded through all the troubles, through all the days when you are tired, through all the days when you are wondering what's going on. May you be inspired when you think of that precious gift. Because, guys, in reality, those that have birthed healthy children at birth still get society damning those children through the mindset of what is right and what is wrong. And then children turning around from what society has provided and finding us unworthy of being their mothers. So guess what? Rebo superwoman at the end of the day. Hello, my baby. Rebo superwoman, rebo supermom, rebo supermogelings. Create tribes, guys, that will sign off the contract that you have stepped into. As much as you choose that job and work hard to being the CEO, do the same in the role of being a woman. Do not allow society to define it. 10 years of being a mother. This is the 11th year whereby I'm only figuring myself out. Guess what? It's my journey. It's not everybody's. It is my journey. It is my son's journey who looks at me and is about to be taller than me and still says to me, Ntwana, you're cool. Somebody else will slap that child and say, "Ke mmago wena, tlogela gore ntwana," right? But this is the best that I can get. That's the enough of what I can get. How the ripple effects will go, I'm not going to allow society, whether it is family, whether it is strangers, to look at me and then try and determine my value. I will not be vetted according to what they deem right or wrong, but I will be vetted according to what I can do, according to what I'm capable of breaking as barriers of what's impossible, and say, I am possible with or without a child. I am wonderful with or without a child. I am an amazing woman with or without a child. I am more than a billion or a gazillion of value in money with or without a child. And whether I am barren or not barren, I am still a woman because that is who I was born as. All right, Boratuabak. I'm still going to be at the comments and give other people space.
Sabrina. Sabrina. Thank you so much. Much appreciated for all of that jam. And nothing to say further. That is that. Sabelo, I don't see the Mbali that you're looking for. Is it Mbalo Muhle or which Mbali are we talking about?
Yeah, I think Mbali is got a mutle or a shame. She said it's her comment. I don't know if she can come up. It's her comment that got me. She said she loves her son. She said, my son makes me happy and fulfilled, but if I didn't have him, I would be happy and enough. So I wanted her to come up and tell us, oh, there she is, perfect.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sabzi and Snoms. Hello, hi.
Oh, le kae ntate?
Ke teng o kae wena mme?
Aowa, le rena re teng. I'm still trying to juggle around Sepedi and Sotho because sometimes I go Sepedi and they're like, no, come back, this is Sotho. But
It matters not. Brother, sister, mangwane, one and the same things, those three.
yeah, ke tlo leka ntate. I will try by all means gore ke bue ka Sesotho. If I throw in some pedi, please forgive me. I am Elena. We try as Ngunis. Beautiful lady. How are you? I hope all of you are good, and our great men on this platform who are paying child support, who are abstaining from unnecessary sexual pleasure. Our great men here who are protecting those 18-year-olds and not calling them Hans because they are still kids. We love you. I hope niyaphila njalo. Tata Sekgothudi. You know, the matter of children is always going to be tricky. We have them for different reasons. But I pray that on this day in 2024, that we begin to see that not all hangs around us having kids, because there are some people who are blessed enough to have the hearts to carry kids they did not birth. We can still be, I feel like I actually commend and praise women who say, I choose not to give birth to anybody, but I will still perform my duties as an aunt, as a person in society, help you all raise these kids well. But I don't think I would want to have my reason, whatever your reasons. I love to respect and protect people's reasons, regardless of how I feel about them, because especially when someone would say, I don't want to have kids because of how rough I grew up, we had nothing, and I'm afraid of bringing someone onto earth and not being able to fulfill all their needs as per how they want to have them. But I feel like we are all mothers and fathers out there, because I look at the men who don't have kids. You see a young man who has no kids, he will quickly step into a fatherly role within a split second. That's love for me. That's big for me. A young man, some of them, they even choose not to have kids. Young women out there, they choose to not have kids, but they will be buying diapers. You'll be shocked. I buy diapers for my nieces and nephews every month. I don't have a problem. I can afford a lot. I don't have financial struggles, but I just choose not to be a mother, as in like directly in terms of giving birth and stuff, but I'll still play my role in society. So for me, I never judge or question people's decision in terms of that. And I feel like I don't expect anyone, I don't expect mothers only to understand where I come from when I'm facing difficulties of motherhood. Even the ones who have not given birth, they still possess the hearts of mothers. But society will never understand, because we all have to give birth and stuff. Sorry about that.
It's understandable. Right. Mbali, come through.
Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing?
Yeah. Very well in yourself, ma'am.
Good, good. So my comments, I was just saying, Uguti, for me, oh, sorry. Like for me, my son makes me happy, fulfilled. I don't want to lie, ne? But I think for the first year of him being born, it was a bit hard for me. I think at that time I was like, you know what? I don't know why I decided to have a child. I should have just not done it, because I had my son after 30. So it was a bit scary because of the misconceptions that we hear about it being difficult when you have a child after a certain age. But my pregnancy was smooth. Everything was good. The only thing was that emotionally, I couldn't take care of him because of other things that I was dealing with the father of my child. I think sometimes if a man is not ready for a child at that moment, it's sort of hard for him to fully accept the child. So I now had to be a mother and a father to the child, which for me, it made it so difficult. But I must say, the help of my family, my mom, my aunt, my grandmother, my brothers, they came through and they supported me, and I didn't feel it. I didn't feel how stressful it can be. Yes, maybe when I go into the room alone, because I desired the thing of having the father of my child there, but I was good, man. I was good. They took care of me and my son. So I would say that even if he was not there, I think I'd still be happy, because yay, I've realized that raising a child is not easy. but I would still be happy because I would be able to do things that I wanted to do. I'm not saying I'm not able to do them now because, like I said, my support structure is amazing. Like, I can go for 3 weeks and I know that my child will be taken care of. Yeah, but so it's not stopping me from achieving my goals. I think it pushes me even more now that I have my son to do more. But other than that, I'm happy. Whether he was going to be there or not, I would still be happy. And I think if he wasn't here, I'd be able to achieve but not push as much because I don't have him. So yeah, I think I don't know if it answers Seb's question, but yeah, that's my stance. Yeah.
All right.
Say something to
Noted.
Umbali.
Yes. Yes, dear.
But I wanna say to you, we went through the same thing, especially the first year, because also we were good. Everything was perfectly fine up until we had a child, and I realized Guti, he wasn't ready. Like he was there, but you could see Guti isn't like his actions. He wasn't ready to have a child. So I just said now in the comment section, Khori, if I was given another chance, I would still have my child. I would just change baby daddy because you
For
realize
sure.
it's not that hectic. It's the other part that makes it hectic, guys. Let's be honest. On that part,
Exactly.
I mean, I would still have her again, and I would, guys, I would still choose my dynamite any single day, anytime. The only problem is my partner in crime.
Yo.
That's the problem. I mean, if I was given another chance, I would change him, not my child. Thank you.
100%. I agree, Sebs. I agree.
Yeah. Hey, y'all are
Sorry, quick
killing
one before Noms comes back. With
me.
what Mbali said, I think I also went through similar things. The unsung heroes we don't speak much about are our parents, our families, the aunts, the people around us. Because truth be told, postpartum depression is real. And iyakwazi ukuthi ikuhlangahlanganise until you think, okay, maybe having a kid was a mistake. But if you've got a support system around you, ngelo xesha when you need it, then honestly, I haven't seen my son since November, because I moved halfway across the world to work. But ngimbona every day. I feel like I'm right there with the way my parents lying hours ukuba phone corner because I'm at work. My mom will record a video. She will take pictures. She will say, I am literally in everything. That mangabe sekayalala in the evening. Uzofona athi mami sengifuna ukulala. Can you sing for me? Every day ngiyazi ukuthi whether I'm out, I'm at home, ngibusy, ngenzani. When time comes for me to sing for him to sleep, I'll have to do that. I have to put everything down. So in as much as I'm not there with him physically, ngikhona every single day. Imagine it's only 10:40 a.m. and I've spoken to him. I think he's called almost 10 times already. And sometimes he's calling just to say, Mommy, I called you. And then he's like, okay, go to work, and then hangs up. And I'm like, okay, all right. So I think the like Umbal is saying, those people around us that hold us up when depression is real, and yeah, those
Um,
are real heroes.
all right. Thank you so much. We lost you there for a sec, but that's all good. And Sis Noms, you can come back. Thank you.
Oh, thanks, Tata. Sorry about that.
All right.
I think when Umbali spoke, no, actually when she typed her comment, I grabbed it very fast, and I don't know, maybe it's because in my own weird bubble, I I'm just a loose human. When she said without she loves her son, but without him she would still be fine. I remembered and I said to myself, would we judge her harshly if she said, okay, like, in our African culture, we are taught that if a child passes away, you have to replace them. That's what we were taught. Even in situations where you're not married with the person, you end up having a second child, and they ask you, but you are like, Angiti, our culture demands that you. So imagine Umbali now saying, someone like Umbali saying, I had a child that I loved with all my heart and they passed, and I don't want to replace the child. I'd like to hold on to the memory. I don't want to be a mom again. Should we judge them harshly and say, did you not enjoy motherhood more? Mina, in my own state of mind, I would say good for you, because being a mother does not only come with buying the clothes and stuff. It takes a huge amount of emotional stamina to handle kids. Yesterday I was so triggered because Baba Bafana was like, now we need to change schools. Remember, there's bullying at schools. And then because we had a situation a few years ago, yeah, bullying, and it sort of triggered me. And then I asked myself, am I gonna be like this forever? Because having kids also comes with the responsibility of carrying them emotionally too. I was telling a friend of mine, she had a child with her, she went to university and had a child with a notorious womanizing lecturer. So after having the child, she sort of disconnected, and now she's like, they always force the child on me. They always bring the child. I love my child, but no one ever asks me if I'm ready to be with the child. I'm working, she's a psychologist. I'm working as a psychologist. I'm strained. I love the child, but is it wrong for me to want to love the child from a distance? I was like, in fact, in my human nature, I feel like you deserve some space from the child, because at this point, the child is fine without you. Imagine in this stage, you have to be forced to be a mother. Yes, it was a choice to have a child, and it comes with huge responsibility. But I wish, if the support structure allows, I wish we could allow people to step back if they say it's too much for me. Because I told her, luckily for you, we are both in Gauteng, and I know that the family is sort of forcing you to mother the child when you have a chance. But please dodge it as much as you can. When they bring the child in Gauteng, bring him to me. My boys are here. They even parent me sometimes when I'm going through the most. Like, bring the child to me. Take a break from it all, because regardless of you bringing the child into earth, because it has happened already, we can't say reverse. But if you feel like it's too much for you now, rest from it, because I've seen a lot of mothers, because now you carry the burden of bringing someone onto earth, you have to be there full force, and which is not right, because when you look at it, some kids don't know us, yet we are there. And kids will see through you. Sometimes they'll tell you, you don't like me, you don't want me, because they see through you, especially when you disconnect, when you detach. They see you. So Mina, I'm all for moms, but I feel like when moms say, I can't do it right now, I wish I could. I love my child with the utmost love, but I'm not there. Those days do come. Luckily for us, we snap out of it very quickly, but you can't expect the next person to snap out of it. And imagine when a child sees that you are not in this thing, like Umbali was saying. If she says today, I want to take a break, we know it's your responsibility, and then but she says, I wanna take a break from this. I'm not in it. We allow them. Mina, like I've said, when I started Sekgothudi, I told her that, keep speaking to the child when you can, but when you don't feel like it, bring him to me. My boys are loving kids, and they know him. Bring him to me. I'll spend the holidays with him, and I'll make him understand that you are his mother, but you are busy. You are busy with life itself. You will come through as and when you can. The days you feel better, you come pick him up, you take him out for dates, you spend time. If you don't feel like it, you just call, you just avail yourself so that he doesn't think that you've disappeared. But then when we say with or without children, even if you have birthed them, instead of destroying them, instead of detaching from them while you are there, take a break from it. It's a huge responsibility, I tell you. Imagine as a parent, you have to be triggered every now and then that there's an uncle out there who could harm your child. Maybe there's, we carry kids not only financially, but there's a certain level of strength you need to have emotionally to be a mother or a father for that matter. So Mina, I also don't like the comments of when are we seeing a little one? When people are married and happy, the comments of nizala nini, siyayidlalela thina abanye hey mithisa loyo muntu, but on a serious note, when we pose masidlala siyayidlalela, hayi bo tata uSekgothudi umosha nini lo muntu uzogcina kudivorce, uzogcina realize ukuthi there's more for her. Siyayidlalela, but there are serious comments like we can't wait to see a little you. What if people have decided that they wanna be happily married bayiphilele without kids? Because that's also, I also support such decisions, because with kids, for instance, now I once lied to somebody and said we're going to have 4 kids, and I decided to have 2 on my own. And maybe one day he'll figure out ukuthi haibo, it's like she's making sure that we are not going to 4. But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's even the number of kids. I've always said women are very lucky, those who go into marriage and then you meet Tatu Sekgothudi and he says, I have my kids already. I don't see the necessity for us to have kids in this marriage. Can we enjoy marriage, blend the family that we have? We are good. There's no need to mix DNAs and feel like we are now a real family, because anyway, there's always going to be kids outside of this marriage, because already we are coming 2 or 3. I appreciate that there are couples who are happily married, blended families, no kids in between. It still works for me, trust me. In my own bubble, I feel like before kids we loved each other, so there's no need to strengthen something with kids, or there's no need for us to see Tatu Sekgothudi no baby without a child and think ukuthi the marriage was never that deep. It's still, for me, it's still deep for couples who are 5 years in and no kids. In fact, they're even making sure that they don't have kids now. They are taking precautions. It's still deep for me. I still see it, but in this society, we are conditioned in some type of way. We have this also with or without kids. I feel like street relationships should not involve kids. I don't like it. I'm seeing little relationships of TikTok. Next thing there's a pregnancy, next thing ubani ushiye omunye, and Mrs. Check akuthiwa it was just a TikTok relationship. Stop bringing those kids where it's not necessary, but baby, please keep kids away from relationships womdlalo, because kids are real people. You can't keep bringing them here on earth to join you in the confusion that you have. Ngiyabonga, ninga heavy kungenasidingo, abstain if there's a need, ngiyanicela.
Thank you so much, Snow. So much appreciated. We are going to end just around 12:20. So let me give more opportunity to people. Makupe, come through, Mama.
Yo, I would KG dumelang.
Hello.
So basically, wena o batla gore ke lle, is that what you want for my life? Anyway,
Did you just tell someone they must let it rip? Now we let it rip.
why o batla ke lle? O traumatic wena. But as people were talking, I filtered out what I believed is least likely to make me cry. Yeah, ne? Am I enough with or without children? So I think first of all, if you don't feel like if you don't feel like you're enough without children, you shouldn't have children in the first place, because now you're going to bring this human to fill some void.
Frankly, that's a very toxic reason to have a child. But I keep hearing the recurring theme being society says this, society says that, this and that about society. But if we are honest with ourselves, we are society, which means Luena, yourself, you are the piece of society that you carry with you everywhere you go. And there are things that you do in spite of what society says. There are things that you do because society says them, right? So I think that at the cracks, at the heart of most things, that when we say them, we blame society is for wanting to shift the blame onto this construct of society, but it's actually a projection of your fears, your desires, your thoughts, right? Because we can take and pick what we want to do. We can accept some certain things that society says. We can reject certain things that society says, right? So I can make an example. Quite some time ago, I was driving this dude to work after the night before, right? And I'm standing there, we parked outside this building, and I see a car that looks similar to my uncle's car. And I'm like, yo, that could be my uncle. So, like, my heart just pulsates. Palpitates. And he's like, I'll see. Why are you worried about what your uncle's going to say? And I was like, no, first of all, me, I respect my family. I don't fear them, I respect them. And it matters to me what they think of me. Ne? That's one. But two, when I started to think about Horevele, why did I get this feeling of, oh no, if my uncle sees me, what's going to happen? And I realized, Hore, it's me who didn't want this. I could tell that this was a wrong decision for me, and I didn't want this for myself, because there are so many things that I've done despite what my family thought. Going to church, big things. And it wasn't because I disrespected them. It wasn't because I didn't love them, but because I rejected that fully within me. And I chose, because I didn't want to confront the fact that this that I'm doing here is not for me. I chose to be like, if my family sees me doing this, it will be wrong. But actually, it is me who is rejecting it. So most of the time, when we are saying, yo, o itse batho ba re ka gore ha o sena ngwana A, B, and C, ha o sena ngwana, maybe in you do want a child, or you have thoughts about a child, but you'd rather not be you who is rejecting the possibility of having a child. And you can introspect as to why you feel that way. It's not a cut and paste, it's not the same for everyone, but maybe it's a reason to look within yourself. Why am I blaming society? Because I am society, and there are many things basically that I've rejected and accepted by choice. Some we accept and reject not by choice. Ne? We are not aware, we are accepting this, but we are a sum of everything that we've observed and absorbed from people that raised us, from society, this society that is in the clouds, but it's actually people that are around us, people that are that raised us. So I think that's the gist. Sometimes we project our thoughts onto society, and shame, sometimes I do feel bad for society, the way I do feel bad for Satani Lebaloi, because sometimes we give them so much credit for things that we do ourselves. But yeah.
Makup, I know me and you, I have problems with you generally, Nje, because of your statements. So I need to always make sure we take now. So you're saying somewhere there is a possibility that I don't want to somewhat take responsibility or accept that I don't want the thing that I'm saying society doesn't want me to want. Because I
Yes.
feel like this just went.
No. You know what? Actually, believe it or not, that is exactly what I'm saying. Gore,
I'm just like I'm hearing you, and like I hope
yes.
is everyone understanding Makupe right now, because
Okay,
I
let me make an
yeah.
example. Okay, like it's a e.g. Let's say
Mm,
nna Makupe, I can't have children. Like biologically, I can't. But I grew up
mm,
having the desire to have children. Usually, when we lose something that we love, not only a human being that we love, we need
mm.
something to blame. And that something to blame is usually not ourselves. So, society ends up being the scapegoat. Society is putting me under pressure to have children. Society this, society that. And then sometimes you'll be like, anyway, anyway, this and that, So you'll find ways as coping mechanisms to deal with this loss. And usually it's projecting it onto something or someone else. And in this case, it's this society. So this is a one example out of many. Maybe you don't want children because you can't afford them. Maybe you don't want children because you just don't want children. But there is that innate guilt in you. La gore ke godile ke tseba gore tshwanetse o be le bana. And I can't take responsibility for this decision that I'm making and fully make it. So it's society's fault that I can't fully make this decision and stand by it. Because there are many decisions that we make. Many.
I'm sorry to do this. Pumpkin, have you asked yourself this question before? Yeah.
No.
Okay. So Maru, you agree?
Yes,
I
I
I
did.
I hope, because for me it's the game changer. It's a game changer because, hey, so am I with the things that I don't want in life, or even that I want? Is there room or a possibility that I don't want to take responsibility of not wanting the things, or wanting them and saying I want them, but instead I then push it to, oh no, it's my wife who wants this. It's my mother who wants this. Whew. Okay,
No,
guys.
I would think
Okay.
my younger sister, like I have this, and I think maybe Sabelo, because she also talks to me a lot. It's just that Sabelo atwenyeki abantu bazothini, so I don't think she's ever had this conversation with me.
Yeah.
So if somebody says to me, batho ba tlo reng, the first question I'll ask you, ke gore ke bo mang? I force you to put a face onto those people, because most of the time, batho, society, is faceless. That's where you are projecting it. Because nobody has said that to you. Nobody has even hinted that to you. But you have already decided, gore batho ba tlo re. So ke bo mang bao? And then you go down that rabbit hole. Once you identify, oh no, ke Sabelo. And then, Haile Sabelo, what is it going to do for your life? Then you go down that path. Okay, now that this Bantu has a face, let's delve into it then. But most of the time, it's faceless because you are projecting.
You don't know when Makupe, the weapon you just gave me. Oh, Jehovah. Oh, the elders are going to know me now. Like, but who are those people? Ke bo mang bao? Or is this you who doesn't want me to do this thing? Mara, you're saying batho ba tla reng. Hey, your parents are gonna have it. Okay. All right. No, 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 please apologize on their behalf, whatever the case may be. It's coming because, okay, let me not. Let me give Abuti Dean to come and do his job. And let me marinate on this thing that my has just said because, yeah. Abuti Dean,
Good KG.
how are you, sir?
Mina sengiyazi omakhuphe abashadile ngoba bengafuni ukushada. It's not because of the society as a whole. Abafuni ukushada labantu laba. Abafuni.
Now we know. I don't know if it's me who can hear you, Abuti Dean, but can you guys hear him or am I receiving a call? Which one is which? Okay, so it's him.
I think maybe he might be on a call. Yazi Tatu Sekgothudi, I think into kaMakhuphe reminds me of something. You know, when I had kids initially, okay, I had a child, and next thing, I'm not sure if I want to abort or keep the child. It's, you know what those ones. I'm not sure. But now that I remember, someone once told me that the way your grandparents loved your mother when she had you and your father came for you because your father wanted to take you back home to KZN and to, you know, his people. Your grandfather pulled all stops so that your father doesn't have you. I'm sure if your father came full force, your grandfather would have done something just for him not to take. So please, because you know when we are young we are reckless, so they would be like, please play it safe, because if you by any chance pass away, it means your mother was never here. It erases everything, your mother's existence, everything. And then when I had kids, because I was having them, Jay, and then now I'm asking myself, when Makupe says sometimes, I'm asking myself, is it a thing of making sure my mother's existence and my existence continues? Is it you know, but because they are here, I take responsibility and love them as they should be loved. But now I'm also, there are those who think that I'm still going to Abanye. I don't know why people feel like I owe them a female child. It's the confusion of this world. I don't know. Try for a girl, and I'm like, have I ever said I wanted a girl child? But it's okay. Because anyway, I love kids. Even if Usabelo can give me Utada, I can take Utada and keep her as mine. I don't need to give birth to a baby girl to own one. But then it takes you back when Atatus Khotu, because also I've always had people batting me now, when you are an only child, don't be selfish like that, because remember, if you go, you go. And then you look at Isimoska Whitney Houston, the daughter also passed away, nothing is left. So also, it's also those things like Minanje, even the burdens of being an only child to your mother or whatever. Now you have to have kids, because you know it will be like you guys never existed, because it stopped when you were born and then you went without a child and stuff. But for my kids, I always tell them, if you don't want to have kids, it's fine, guys. It's fine, because your sister has a child. I raised my cousin's daughter, who is also my child. If she has a child, I'm a grandmother already. It really doesn't matter if those grandkids, the grandchild came from my biological sons. They came from my daughter that I love. So I feel like when you don't rush into having them biologically, you still have a choice. I can either have them biologically, I can either have them by nurturing. By nature, I will be a parent. It does not need to be biological. I think that's it for me. If I had known earlier, I would have loved, though I would have been judged, because everyone would have seen me. Because even now, it's not enough for my family. Every time they see me, you still have two. I know. Is it money? Is money the problem? Shembe. Why? I have tried my best. In fact, there were at some point I wanted to remain with one child. I have tried my best, but they will still say, you can't be this selfish. What of the daughter that you would have had? You see? So I kind of get into Kamakupe. But because I have kids, I'm gonna keep at it and I'm gonna do my job. And I love those boys because anyway, their daughters need them. And I've done my part. I found them a handsome father. They are born from a very handsome man. They are handsome. And I am sure I've done my best, man. Yeah, no, man. I made sure that they were Zulu, they were Nguni. I've done my best. So noma ngiyoshada nephi manje nomSuthu, it's fine. I've done my part. My father is proud where he is. Like,
The
no.
way Dean is gonna be happy that you said that. Oh my god. And it's worse because it's gonna be him speaking just now. Hey, Dean,
uNkulunkulu muhle. Muhle uJehova. Usihambela phambili. Uyasinakekela noma singanamandla. You know, with KG,
yeah.
today I think we have praised women so much, and we have covered a lot of scars while praising. I want to apologize today. I want to apologize on behalf of my brothers. I apologize that there's the situations that we do not understand, not because we don't want to understand, but because we just do not understand as men. I apologize for the very plenty shortcomings that we've had as men, even disappointing you all to a point where you don't see the role that we play as men. I apologize that we've allowed you all to be these strong, independent women by not acting up and playing our part right to its fulfilled purpose. And there is no one else to blame apart from us allowing things that was not even supposed to be done by y'all as females to be done, and being okay enough to allow it to happen, or be absent enough for you to actually even play those roles. Because roles like strong single parent mothers, it's the absence of a father that allows that character to be built. It is I can do it by myself character female that is born by a man not actually stepping up. So today I want to apologize that in every weakness that as men have fallen short of, you have been scarred and been given a title that is of glory but was never supposed to be yours from the beginning. So I hope my apology sits in someone's heart that understands that there are still good men that are trying to be good brothers, to be good partners, to be good fathers. And there's evidence of such. I just hope that your hearts are still willing and still have space to accept such men. And the scars are not too deep to actually forgive those that are trying. So it would be very unfair for me to praise while listening to scars that have been shared today. And most of the responsibility and the cause of it is me and my fellow brothers. I hope this apology is received. And not to say anything, but just to say that we see the pain that we have caused. We understand the trauma that we have created. Give us time and space to try and heal and fix what has been done. It might not be by me or by KG, but it was one of our brothers. And may you have mercy enough and grace enough in your heart to allow us to be the character that we present ourselves to be, but not the memory of the past that you actually might know. Siyaxolisa, Zimbali Zezwe. Siyaxolisa kakhulu. but KG thatha indawo yakho ngehle mina ngoba ngimncane kodwa laba bangaganiwe nalaba bangaganile omakhuphe nomphonyana siyanibona and siyanazi ukuthi anigane ngamayibomu.
Society. Ngithi society.
This thing is planned. We see it. It's planned, this thing. People are not getting married because it is them saying they don't want to get married and blaming us as the society. Forgetting we are sitting with them in the table of society, planning with them not to get married. But it's fine. But KG, it's always...
Thank you so much, Abituddin. Have yourself a great day. And just wanted to read that comment from Umusa. Saying women are still single parents even in marriages. That just hit me in a different stomach and just yeah. Mphonyana, hlahle ngehani voice lapho.
I don't know if what I'm going to say is going to make sense. But before I get into it, Dumelang kaofela, I hope you all are good. I just had the most amazing lunch in the history of good food. Ne?
Good day.
No. No. Bring your mind to earth and heavenly. You understand? It is nothing of that sort. Thank you. I wish
Sinamsibuza ukuthi le lunch ithenge umfana or
I wish beyithengwe umfana, but because abafana abasithandi sizothini.
Siqeda ukuxolisa manje.
Okay.
No,
Okay,
no,
that's fine.
you know Budima, ethi ngikulungisele yona. Pho, I'm glad ukuthi ubali ukuthi ayithengwa ngabafana, but if you had thought about your life before and decided to embrace amadoda from KZN, you would be eating. Uyabona le tafula that they spoke of in the Bible, deki tafula phambi kwezithezana. You would be laying a table for your whole generation, but because you are choosing certain things for yourself, it is not our fault. Try what I'm telling you. Ask Udin, they are capable. Zulu men are capable, but your choices are landing you where you are. You will forever indulge in ikota. My dear, try it. Ngiyabheja ngabo. Mangabu now Capitec, try it. Challenge me. I gave birth to 2, which means they are coming from a whole generation of capable Zulu men. Try it. If my sons can feed me bangasebenzi, try it.
This norms as thing in a Capitec. Saban bama immediate payment. We don't choose banks. Go to Standard, to Netbank, we don't care. We send and sit immediately.
Sis Noms, ngicela ukhulume nabo bhuti bakho ne, those that are within the periphery ukuthi basende yesapha ke sibone ukuthi ngempela is this something that is factual or this is just a theory, yabona. But before I lose my train of thought, I came here with an ask rather than a submission. Women, am I enough with or without children? What do we say to the women that have it all, right? And they are very much successful. That are very much successful, but they have this longing for children, right? Do we say then that they are not enough, or do we blame them for feeling like they are not enough? If someone says, I desperately want to have a child, I am successful in everything that I've done in my life, but I want a child, and maybe they're struggling to conceive, do we then tell them that no, you are enough the way you are? but they have this longing for themselves. Do we still tell them, no, you are enough the way you are? I feel like it's sort of like invalidating what they're feeling at the time, because this is also something that they want, you know. So we can't keep telling them, no, you are enough without umntwana. But this is something that they also want. I'm speaking for myself.
Why are you coming at this time when I need to close? With such a question?
Because you
Why?
can extend. I know you can extend. I'm the
I
last born of
can't.
the family. Ntate Sekgothudi ke last born, and you know the last born, nobody fa all the gifts, all the privileges. So please and thank you. Makupe nkare o batla ho nkaraba.
Hi. Okay. Before Makuba answers you, if ever I'm going to grant this, it will happen without me, and the conversation will be had without me. That's the least I can do. Makuba, come through.
Thank you very much. See what I mean?
Hayi kumnandi ukuba umphonyana.
Hi.
Hayi anyway, lena tshwanetse ke re makhupenyana. Maybe something will happen for me. It'll
For
open
yourself.
doors. It'll open doors. You know, Mponyana, I think that as human beings, we have this difficulty of not answering questions, or answering questions as we hear them, right? So I'll make a very superficial example. When I say to somebody, yo, I've gained weight, my pants, this and that, ne? Ebe are, no, but you're beautiful. As I gained weight. Yeah, do you understand? So when somebody says like they desire a child, they're not saying I am not enough without a child. They are saying I desire a child. So if then there are individual examples and unique examples, but like I said, if you don't feel enough without a child, that is an unfair responsibility and burden that you are putting on this child. Asofil, now they must be the one that comes to make you feel like you are enough. So your enoughness and your desire to have a child must be separate. That's that. I don't know if I'm answering your question. We are not. I don't think that a person should feel like they are not enough without a child, but it doesn't negate that they should, whether or not they should want a child. It shouldn't contribute to their enoughness or adequacy as a person, whether or not they have a child. Because it's an unfair burden to put on any human being. It's unfair to be like, I don't feel enough, therefore I need a partner. Because now this partner is going to carry this burden of making you feel like you are enough. There's something that's in you that needs to make you feel like you are enough. Whether you have all the degrees and career aspects that you have, achieved, but if you don't feel enough, there's nothing anyone can do about that.
I don't think I phrased it well, because
Let
I'm not
me
saying you
help you.
don't.
Let me help you.
Thank you, Big
Coupe.
Brother.
So, the question, am I enough with or without children? Most of the answers that have been given is you are enough with or without. What do we say to the woman who then says, me, without a child, with all my material success, I feel I'm not enough?
I would refer them to a good therapist.
Why?
Because, like I'm saying, why is this child coming into the world to fulfill your enoughness? Is that fair on this child that's coming in to this world? Enough.
But that's what they want, though.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. What you desire and feeling inadequate are two different things. If you feel like you are an enough person, you are a whole person, whether you are married, whether you have children, whether you're not, it's things that you would like to have, you want them, and the degrees of wanting things vary. So I may want a car, but not more than I want a child, right? But then there are people
Coupe?
that are fulfilled by material things. There are people that are fulfilled by other people, but you need to fulfill yourself. What is it in you that needs to be fulfilled so much by a child?
Can I take a tangent and we'll come back?
Uh-huh.
Have you discovered your purpose in this life, Makupe?
I don't know. Not even a little
Okay.
bit. I don't know.
Okay. Let's assume you have. You know what it is, you are living towards it, or whatever the case may be. Would you feel complete without fulfilling this your purpose? Because in that light, if a person feels that my purpose in this world is to be a mother, and without this child, my purpose is not complete, therefore I don't feel complete. Is there room for that?
Oh, okay. Then, so this child that you are mothering must come from your body. So this desire to mother is a biological one or what? Because there are
Let's even make it biological, because it's not that I'm incapable of having children. Nama ovaries, nginento zonke zakhona.
so what's stopping her from having a child?
It's not coming within the time. I need to that one, unfortunately, we don't have much control over.
No,
So it's not coming as in one. Right now, as it is, I feel like right time. But I will start trying, and it's not coming month after month.
Hey, I'm just scared for children that are coming in as as these fulfillers, and
But I don't think it would be bad in a sense that this is my purpose. So this child being born into this purpose, I don't know where would there be any fear if purpose says they must be in my life. I just don't have control of when they're gonna be in my life.
yeah. So can we then argue, or if it's your purpose, it will happen?
Fair, fair. But does it negate the me feeling not enough right now?
I'm scared of this not enough. Yantos.
It is scary. It's meant to be scary.
scares
Today's
me.
topic is just meant to be like that, you know.
Yeah, no.
Papa, did I try and communicate it?
You did, and I thank you because I've been on the live since it started, and I'm hearing all these perspectives, and I'm like, but I have this unorthodox feeling to what the ladies are saying, and I don't want to lie. I felt a bit like, oh, maybe I don't have I'm not mature enough for this conversation, but
Awa.
I truly felt different. Like, you can have everything, but if I feel like a baby or a child is going to complete my life, then I shouldn't be made to feel that no, you're enough, even if you don't have that child, because I want this, you know? Yeah, but yeah, thank you, Butkeji, thank you.
Pleasure, ma'am. Pleasure, ma'am. Savelo says she has been there. I don't know if she's able to come to the panel again and maybe give us her perspective on that. And like I did say, guys, I need to. So Mpongan, are you going to continue with it or not?
Yes, I can continue with it.
Okay.
Thank you for your grace.
All right, not a problem. So what you will just do is send me a WhatsApp if there's anything that I need to do on my end, but gonna have a moderator and everything else, and then I'll catch you guys when I'm able to. But I think by the time I'm done, you guys will be finished. But in any case, Please do read something, Makupe. Sabelo, please prepare to come to the panel as soon as you can.
I don't have the powers to accept people, so I hope someone can see and
Yeah.
accept them.
So there Bosabelo Buliroy Bateng Mona Banale
Okay.
the way, so they will do the things. Even me
Alright.
as and when I might be able to add them. Come to
Okay, thank
Makupe.
you.
Pleasure.
Everybody else close their ears. This is for Mponyana only. Okay? It's my love letter to Mponyana. So it says, my sister and I are orphans, you see, and we could have ended up anyway. We could have ended up in any family, and if we had, we would have been entirely different people. But my mom, Shabon, this woman, she chose us as her own. We are who we are because she carried two little London urchins on her wings to Canada. Watching her raise my sister, watching my sister raise her own daughter, finding my biological sister, it's quite mad. It's taught me that we are all mysterious works of chance, of choice, of nature versus nurture. So, to my galaxy of women, thank you for the nurture.
Yeah. Was that Bill a paid actor? Was that Bill a paid actor? Aye, guys. Mujimu o sebetsa ka tsela tse jwang hle? No, I need you to write that and send it to me in a DM because I think I need to read that every morning. It's very beautiful. I hear that, Makube. I do. I do. Um, I don't want to cry on a live, but yeah, it hit home. It hit home, man. Thank you.
And to those
Alright
who
then.
listened, and I told them not to listen, when I catch you.
All right, guys. I'm gonna disappear. Mponyana Sabelo kyo o kwaletse comment mo. If I find you guys, I find you guys. If I don't,
All right.
cheers.
All right. Cool. Bye, Mr. Sekgothudi.
I have a
Sabelo,
good-
I don't understand your comment. Please come to the panel so that we can talk about this. Hey, guys, this topic is very
Qalani
triggering.
phansi. Ura uri Mphonyana qala phansi angikuzwanga.
Hayi,
Yo,
Sabelo.
Sabelo.
No, Sabelo, ingane has gone through a lot. Umakhuphe umgowise through a lot.
Hayibo.
You must believe it. Umgowise through a lot. Umakhuphe, we can't do this to Ingane again. She has gone through. A minute ago, Ingane went through a lot. Umakhuphe said a mouthful. In fact, Umakupo reminded me of why I became a mom before I gave birth to kids. Because when I check, yes, Makupa, when I check, honestly, I've said this many times on this live that I don't feel I became a mother the day I gave birth to my son, to my first son, because I loved kids before. Before my first biological child, I had a daughter. And now she has a child. We had squabbles at home to a point where I was not taking calls from anyone. I said, I am sick and tired of it behavior, because you think. But trust me, during all that, I was buying diapers. Luckily, my child had a child with a boy from a good family, so it's not that much of a burden. The extent where by the time my first biological child gives birth to a child, I would have already become a grandmother, because not only did I take the role, but my heart took it before financially I started participating as a grandmother to the child. My heart took it. Hence, I'm saying to God, God, thank you for the biological kids that you gave me, but trust me, God Almighty, I would have been fine even if I had no biological kids, because look at how I love Ugel. She's 20 something now. She has a child who's 3 years old now. we are busy negotiating. Give me the child and move on with your life. Go to school, do something, because I feel like this child would be like matters. Some people are like, these are not matters of your own, don't bother yourself. If people want to do, I'm like, no, out of love, because it's deeper for me. So yabona ukuthi le nto uMakhupha ishilo, also examine the thing of, do they have to be biologically from me, or will I be validated by the child because they came from my body? There's a woman out there who would never allow me to carry her child, even with her eggs, because in her mind she feels good. The fact that she did not feel or excuse me, this happens when you are eating food that is bought by, when you bought the food yourself. Sorry, it's never supposed to happen. So some women would never accept or really gauge into a motherhood if they did not experience the pregnancy, while I experienced that from the first time I saw our baby girl. I don't think the mother loved her, but the way I connected, I was the first to bath her, not because I was told, I asked. Everything I went through, Lalela. Sometimes I even feel like she looks like me, whereas I'm not even the mom. I'm not even connected to the dead, but somehow delusional. I'm like, at some point she sort of looked like me. But now, because she's very light in complexion like my sons, I sort of like, oh, now that I have kids, they look alike also, because complexion wise she blends. It's like everything is coming together, but she's not biologically mine. And hence I strongly and truly believe that had I not had biological kids, I would still be a fully fledged mom. But then if it's a different case for omunye umuntu, then we have a problem. Like uMakhupha is saying, let us look at what is going to really fulfill you, because we're going to have a very serious problem if you say, biologically, if I give birth to this. What if biologically it doesn't happen? We are sitting with a problem now. We are sitting with a big problem, because the child had to come through umponyana, which is a big and a huge problem. Like now, those who believe that in their books I should have a daughter. And I told my husband, Uguti, if we don't have a daughter, it's gonna be your choice to go out there, make yourself a daughter, because I can't validate that for you. Those who are telling you that we need a daughter, I can't validate that, because we don't need a daughters. We are blessed with daughters. You have my daughter, who is your nephew by nature, biologically is our nephew. Your brothers have, one of your brothers has 4 daughters. You can tap in and love the ones who are convincing you that Mina now we need a daughter between us. Like it's a lost battle, because it might not happen. And if you are not fulfilled, my brother, you are going to impregnate everybody and look for a daughter that you might never have. And that's not my problem. It's a pity they are making you believe, Wuti, you need 4 kids from me. Okay, if it's not daughter, if it's not a daughter, at least 4 boys. I cannot. My body has said no. My brain has decided. Now, I can't validate fatherhood. Already you have 3 biological kids. Luckily for you, I have 2 biological kids and 1 that God blessed me with. It's a problem.
Hey, ngiyakuzwa sis Noms. I hear you. I'm gonna come back on that. Ma, I'll be right back, guys.
Hey, kanti khona babamkhonayo umphonyana uyizwile leyo ma.
Yazi into engizokukhipha yona kwi-panel ngizocall.
Yeah. But you know what, Sis Noms, I hear you. And I connect so much with what you're saying, because like I have this niece who was born at a very dark time of my life. And I used to go to my sister when she was pregnant, and I would talk to her, to the tummy. I would talk to my niece in her tummy and talk to her and sing to her and all these things. And my sister was like, I'm sure she can't even hear you because she wouldn't even move or anything when I was talking to her or singing to her. But
Makupe?
whew,
Oh, okay.
Oh, simple.
when she was born, the very first day I met her, I greeted her and she moved like nkare wa batla, yabo? And then I sang the song that I used to sing to her when she was in her tummy. And I could tell that wangutla, like I had this connection with this baby and she wasn't mine, but she was mine, you know? And oh guys, it's so powerful, which is why I ask myself, does this baby have to come from you? And that moment, I am not exaggerating, that moment saved my life because I was in a very dark place of my life. Wabo? So yeah, I don't think, and I can only speak for myself, I don't think that I would lead an unfulfilled life if I didn't have children of my own that I birthed, because I do have a daughter, two daughters, in fact, and the connection is amazing, you know? So, yeah, it is what it is. That's my 2 cents on that.
What most of you don't know is that I am mothering as it is already, Makupi, ne? And I think this is why it is very individualistic for people to have their stance on everything, right? I am mothering as it is. I am mothering as it is. But despite the mothering that I'm doing already, I deeply, deeply feel ukuthi I need to have a child that comes from me. I want that. And I think we were having this conversation last night on my live, and I was telling Utiba, people are gonna say, no, that is very selfish of you. Don't have kids for selfish reasons. And I'm like, I have so much love and nurturing in me that I want to pass on to my child. And I don't want to be told, no, you are enough, even if you don't have that. Because in my heart of hearts, I never will until I have that for myself. And I understand where you guys are coming from with the whole, no, you are enough, with or without. And as someone who who is and might struggle with fertility, I don't want to now settle in what I've been told by the doctors. I want, like Sab said, I'm going to keep on praying ukuthi uNkulunkulu anginikeze ingane. Do you hear that? I am enough, yes, but I'm going to be more than enough when I have that child, which is why I asked the question that I asked. And I don't want to feel invalidated in feeling ukuthi a child is going to complete me. But yeah, I hear that. what a What a triggering conversation. Sabrina? Sabrina?
What
Sabrina?
love, please?
Sabrina, wala.
Yazi into engifuna siyenze let's be very careful of Makupe. Makupe, you are wrong. Uzala uhleka kanti you know what you are going to do to us. Let's be careful of Makupe. Makupe, there are some
Yeah.
lies you must just stay out of. Uhlale kuma-comments because uzangathi uyadlala thina sicabanga ukuthi besidlala nawe and then you do izinto ezi-weird. Thina sithi besidlala nawe. Next thing you are quoting books from God knows where. But Makupe, some of us, Makupe, we are not allowed to cry because we're trying to move on. But izinto enizenzayo, Makupe, are not right. Yes, Makupe, you remind me of the fight we had up until I was told she's not your child. Makupe. My husband was like, back off, ubayeke. Abantu, when you love something or someone, they take advantage. And he did not understand, Makupe, that I was at a loss. The way ngiyithanda ngakhona ingane, they hurt me. And they hurt me knowing very well ukuthi I love the child. And but because I'm not the biological mother, you know, I have no say what so on. And your love is tested when I'm a couple. So when you are saying this, it reminds me, ukuthi regardless, at some point I blocked some people. I was not taking calls from some people, but I was sending money, not because I had money, but because I know that the love stems from deep within me, regardless of them. The troubles we had with us as elders. Umntwana nengane had no part in it because they are both children. Our child has a child. We had to do what needs to be done. And in between those things, Makupe, you begin to question ukuthi kahle kahle, if I do the thing of I don't care, would I die? Because at this point abantu bayangihetha man. Like, and now ngobulima uhetheke ngento engakufuni. When you check, where is the biological connection? Because where's mina? I'm an only child. The child is born from my cousin who is ingane kamamkhulu. If it was my biological mother from the same mom, I would say I feel more closer. No. The child is born from my cousin who is my aunt's child. Yeah, but it's now a bit far. And sometimes I would have lento yokuthi maybe it's because my mother loved my cousin a lot and she raised her. That's why maybe I feel connection to the child. Kanti no. My heart is easy like that. If I sit and decide to love somebody, I love them wholeheartedly. Hence, I am quite sure, Makupe, that if today I choose to have a child, I would adopt and love that child fully. If I decide to have a child via surrogacy, I would not need to feel the child kick in my tummy for me to recognize ukuthi umntanami. Never. If it was possible, that daughter that people are talking about, if my husband had to go have that daughter with someone, I would take the daughter. But nina ngiyanazi nisile ningazama ukungizwisa ubuhlungu every day. Akuyona ingane yakho because niyazi ukuthi nani busy nomfana ni happy naye. But that's how I feel about ukuba umama. It can never matter. But when you are like that, you are lucky because anyway, if you are able to connect without you being the biological mother, you are lucky because it means you have a higher chance of being a mother without giving birth. Your chances are very high, but for me personally, because human beings are involved, it becomes tricky. Hence, if I meet a man who's got 5 kids or 10 kids and I become a stepmom and the mothers don't haunt me, I think I would be the happiest. Namanje, I would be the happiest if I had more kids. But unfortunately, my body has taken strain and I decided no pregnancies for me. But if at any point God allows me to have them, the other two being biological, I would embrace that. Hence, I think, Tina, we are one of the luckiest packs emhlabeni Makupe, because the fact that our hearts can take in whether uzalwe emzimbeni or not, I think we are the luckiest, trust me. Mina namanje Makupa, I can tell you, that boy is still my grandchild as much as he is a grandchild to the biological grandmother. I don't care, because my heart can't be deceiving me, Makupe. I am truly the grandmother to that boy. I can tell you now, my heart is not deceiving me. And no matter, I've been tested, but no matter the fights, I still feel good. That child is my daughter. It is fine. Whatever us adults are doing, it is fine. But I still feel the same way, Uguchi. If you call me ebusuku, ngizozingena Makupe. Ngizozingena umntana namanje, I still want the child. I'm still acting like the grandmother that I am. Unfortunately, human beings are tricky. Human beings are tricky.
Thank you, Sis Noms. I see Sabrina is still busy there, but I will handle the claim, so I don't know if we should give our closing statements from Pumpkin, Sis Noms, Makupe, and then we can close it. I think we've exhausted the conversation. There's nothing more to be said. And she's looking so pretty. Pumpkin?
Hi. Yo, guys. No.
Makupe, why
You know.
Makupe?
Oh, yes, speaking.
Oh, it's not working. Just like
Can the moderators please mute? Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, this Pumpkin.
You know, I was looking at my period app and I'm like, why am I crying so much? Am I getting my period soon? And yeah, it confirmed that I'm getting my period soon. This has been a day here. I can't believe I stayed for this long. Yeah, I think it's safe to say that we can, yeah, let's close it off, guys. It's been too much. But I would have loved the topic to continue some other day so that we can hear from more people.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
The people of this house, the people from the HQ are here and they are taking notes. Sis Noms?
Hash, mina nje okwami ngithi I'm so shocked by the level of maturity that you guys have as abantu abancane kangaka, because the world is confused, Kesana. There's not much sober-minded young people. The world is confused. The world is still in the wilderness, and I can ni bunch a very matured. Ni bunch a very matured. It would have been a blessing if you stop having kung fu. Nilento ningayenzi, but ngoba ngiyanazi. But anyway, the greatest conversations. Now I feel like I am safe in the hands of abantu abancane kumina, because I used to be very worried ngoba nina. Before laba abancane kuthina, they were very scary to speak to, because a confused generation, I tell you. And trust me, you are a different kind. I'm feeling a bit safer. So siyabonga nje. Siyabonga nibe nemini emnandi bantakwethu, and niwuthathe kancane umjolo. It's not niwuthathe kancane umjolo. Ngiyaniqela nje ngoba ngiyanibona.
No,
Jola, Sis
no,
Noms.
Rehutra Sis Noms, Rehutra.
La Jola
We are
Mpona.
very...
La Jola.
No, not me. No, absolutely not. Sis Noms, there's no jollering, there's no karate, there's no kung fu, none of that. We are very mindful, we are very considerate, we are very demure, okay?
Demure, honey.
Yes. Makupe, closing statements?
Mama, ba lositse di-appetite. Okay.
Wrong.
Yo, guys, Nambengazi. It came out of nowhere. But no, guys, umuntu ozothi mina ngiyajola ngicela ukuthi abakhombe or amkhombe umuntu engijola naye. That's one. But two,
Okay.
but two, guys, I really hope that we find fulfillment and we interrogate certain thoughts that we have. It's very difficult to go down that path. Very, very difficult and very long. But be honest with yourself, be true with yourself. And every time you get the urge to say society or batho ba tlo reng, be specific, give a face to that society and to batho bao, and you will see magic.
Re a leboga our resident mental health specialist. Sabrina, are you going to close?
Yes. Ke tsere break. E re ke kgwetha pisi ke batlile go bona metlholo itse. Anyway, metlholo shall see me. My closing statement is in the midst of every battle that we are fighting. Let's seek kindness in many different definitions and apply it and share its formula and practice it and be examples of it, because I can reassure you now, the world has already shown it is a cold, uncomfortable, and vicious place. But once you get spaces and platforms like this and you find warmth, you find conversations that force you to deal with yourself, to declutter, to find better ways of living, do the most. Do the most. You deserve it. You deserve happiness outside of the norms that you've actually been raised under. But the best part of it all is you deserve to redefine what you grew up knowing as or identifying as happiness, because within you lies certain things that you're afraid of coming up with because you know that they will judge you. Stop being scared. Go for it.
Hi, siyabonga sisumdala. I don't know if Ntate Sekgothudi can hear us, but if you can't, Leroy, please do tell him that WhatsApp hore he can close the live. We have exhausted the chat, but we will go more in depth with it. Maybe next week, I don't know. Little discuss go ahead, Kotasi. Spread love, everybody. Spread love, not legs. It's all good. Please follow Vela Gin, and if you want a bottle of it, you can hit up Leroy and Labua Kayone. The live replays are on Makoya Rundown on YouTube. The uploads are every single day at 1 p.m. You guys may have a beautiful, beautiful day. It's Honang Lingna. We can close the show.